Hey, hey! Welcome to another Dream Fusion this month as you gear up and figure out your relationship with 2019 and this new version of yourself that's going to show up and come from your dream. I want to talk about resistance. I can't get it out of my head, and so maybe someone other than myself is wrestling with this and needs to hear this. So a lot of the pressure we have with a new year is this gunshot goes off and everybody's off to the races, right? Figure out your life, figure out your dream, make your goals, make them SMART goals. And if you don't know what that is, just drop that in the comments. But there's this pressure, right, to have everything all figured out, to go to the races. Maybe it's to get fit. Maybe it's, it's kind of like this fresh start. And either your resistance comes in because last year we talked about the 4 tendencies, right, with Gretchen, and their relationship with expectations, right? In New Year's is full of expectations from ourselves and from others. So if you're a rebel, chances are you're like, hello, my year does not start with January 1st. Nobody can tell me what to do, right? So that could be your resistance is everybody else is making New Year's resolutions and I'm not. And if not, could be your resistance because you're feeling the pressure and the expectation of everybody else. Or it could be this expectation of yourself to say, okay, I have a fresh start, a brand new start. Why am I not getting my act together? Or maybe it's, well, I have all these dreams and I'm going to do it. And you're already starting to feel like, oh man, this isn't going to be sustainable. The plans, the dreams that you had for this year, and everything's gearing up. Now you're at full tilt in your schedule, wherever you are with your dream. Maybe you're frustrated with yourself because you haven't figured it out as soon or in depth or in detail the way you expected you might have by now. And I can relate to all of the above. And this pressure of realizing I still need space just to be okay with who I am and create space for my ideas to breathe and my desires to bubble up to the surface beyond what I feel like I should do, what I've done before in previous years, maybe what I said I was going to commit to. And so I realized anybody else, I would say take that time to be and breathe. That's what you need to do. But why am I feeling this resistance not to do that myself? So I gave myself that year after holidays, and that's why you haven't seen me in the group very much. I needed that space just to figure out what do I need most and carve out some rhythms, actually carving out some rhythms to say, what am I going to do this winter with my morning time? What time am I going to get up? What am I going to do with that time? And what gets my attention first? So in the morning, as a lot of times they say, that's your most uncluttered space of time when you come in. That's kind of your in a sense your gold time where can be most precious. That's when it's untainted with all of the decisions of the day. You can be fresh with creativity, but we all have our creative zones. So it's figuring out this year before you're going to figure out your dream and you're going to do that. But part of that is going to be what are the rhythms that you're going to set up. So maybe we'll talk about that another day. But today, your relationship with resistance. And resistance can feel like feeling lost, like I don't know what to do next. I don't know what to focus on. It can be doubting that, is my dream even worth pursuing this year? Is it all going to work out? Or I have so much going on in the rest of my life. I'm taking care of so many other people and so many other things. What do I have to give to my dream this year? Resistance can feel like a bunch of closed doors and you're not sure why is this so hard when you expected that it should be easier. Resistance can be, it just doesn't feel easy. I know I said that before, but it could feel like a bunch of little decisions to make that just you're having a hard time articulating. It can be feeling like apathetic when before you were passionate. It can feel like a weariness when before you had energy and you're not quite sure why it's not the same. Resistance is a funky thing, and how we choose to show up is the deciding point for how your dream is going to turn out next year. And I don't mean that you have to push to make your dream happen. In fact, sometimes it's the opposite. But resistance doesn't have to mean a sign that you aren't meant to pursue your dream. It doesn't have to mean that you aren't doing it right. Sometimes the resistance we feel, the interpretation we put on that, the meaning we attach to resistance is actually what's giving us trouble, not the resistance itself. So if you are one all about signs from the universe, from God, from yourself, and you figure out, oh, this is harder than I thought, that must mean it's not meant to be. Well, you're going to make a choice from that belief about resistance. And if you make that choice, well, definitely that's not going to come true. If your resistance is, oh, something is in my way. What if the meaning you put to resistance is, oh, this is harder than I thought. It must be really worth it on the other side. Or if you are a follower of Christ, you might believe that resistance is a spiritual battle. And that means, wow, I must be treading near a hot zone here. I must be a danger to somebody who needs hope, somebody who needs my message. And so, okay, this is a clue that I need to press in more and find a sense of urgency that's going to push me over through that resistance, right? Just like if you're going to work out at a gym, what is it that keeps you going and pushing past that resistance? When is it too much and you're going to hurt yourself? And when is it that's actually where your strength is going to come from, is pushing against that resistance so that you're stronger? So what is your relationship with resistance? What meaning are you going to put that to? Are you going to say, oh, because I'm feeling resistance, that must mean I'm a failure? Because I'm feeling resistance, that must mean I'm not adequate enough. Someone else could do it better, right? These are choices of how you get to do that. And I have had to wrestle with my own relationship with resistance the last few weeks as I show myself, oh, I'm kind of flaking out here. In exercise, I don't do very well. I need to commit beforehand. What am I going to do to work out? And sometimes it means I need to leave the house and go to a gym just to walk on a treadmill if it's too freaking cold outside in Canada. Because otherwise I'm not going to show up and be all in to my workout. I'm going to cave to resistance and just kind of float along. Or in my writing, I had to join some lighter accountability groups to show up because I was starting to flake out, feeling resistance, which equaled uninspired, lost as to, okay, what do I do with this section of my book? But resistance, I wanted to show up as a pro, not an amateur, which means I got to show up and do the work. If I was being paid for this, I would give it my darndest. I would be ultra responsible for what I was given. And so I've had to wrestle with my own relationship with resistance. And to some degree, whether you haven't faced it yet or you will be facing it, you get to choose now, what is your relationship? Who are you going to be showing up when resistance shows up? What is your belief going to be there? So if you're in the comments, drop a 1, or a hey, if you are already starting the year feeling resistance, or if you are if you are feeling flow right now, if you are inspired, you're like, oh, this is coming together, we need your energy in this group as well. So just put a 2 and just say, hey, I am flowing with ease. I'm feeling inspired. Put a word. What is the word that you are feeling that instead of resistance, that we would love to hear that? Bring some of your energy to the group. Let us know what you're working, what's coming together for you. What have you already nailed this year in your dream, in your Made for More dream, on your mission, on your assignment for this year? Can't wait to hear it.